So I welcome you today. My name is Anush Babajanyan, and I'm a contributing photographer at the VII Foundation. Today, we welcome you at the Photo Stories from the Square Mile Initiative session. So these series showcase recent work from members of the VII Community, and every month we invite photographers from the VII Community to present their stories. So in this episode today, we look at 3 photographers whose work is featured in Square Mile at the PhotoVogue Festival, at the latest PhotoVogue Festival. So I welcome you all to see and hear the stories of 3 wonderful photographers, Jordan Gale, Chinky Shukla, and Sara Escobar. Welcome, dear people, dear photographers. Okay, so let's get it started. And the first person to present today is Jordan Gale. Welcome, and please go ahead.
Hey, thanks for having me, Anush. Let's see if we can do this without having to troubleshoot presentations. My name's Jordan Gale. I'm a American photographer based in Portland, Oregon, the west coast of the United States. My
Jordan, can I interrupt you for 1 minute? One important thing for everyone who's entering. If you have questions while Jordan is speaking, and then Chinky and Sarah as well, please post them in the comments section. And at the end of the presentations, after all the 3 photographers are done with the presentations, we'll go through the questions and make sure to answer as many of them as possible. Okay,
Cool.
Sorry for the interruption, Jordan. Go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just introducing myself. I'm based here in the west coast of the United States. I work on long form photo essays dealing with community and the environment a lot of the time. And my project that I've been working on that's kind of coming to a close right now. Let me see if I can start sharing. Thank you. Okay. You will never want for anything. And this story has to do with a small river system, watershed system in the Western United States, the Klamath River. And this river spans about 600 kilometers from the Oregon State, Southern Cascade Mountains down through the California-Oregon border and then opens up into the Pacific Ocean. This river system has kind of been marred by resource extraction and mismanagement since the late 1800s. And as of last year, it was the site for the world's largest dam removal project, which took out 4 hydroelectric dams that were cutting off the river's connectivity up until last October. So it's this major kind of like plot point in my project, but doesn't necessarily isn't shown very much. This is the one image really of like the dam scene where you can kind of see in the background these bulldozers are taking down the very last remaining elements of that hydroelectric infrastructure. And this is the actual moment where the river system was connected for the first time in over a century. So a little bit of background about the river, though, the Klamath River. The first time European Americans or explorers were introduced to this region was in about, I think, 1826. So it was Hudson Bay fur trappers who came into the region, hunting and trapping pelt. But since then, the region, the Klamath River Basin, has been, a place marred by and kind of like a hotspot for mining and the gold rush, logging and timber industries, agriculture, and then the latest was hydroelectricity. And especially with agriculture, farming, a lot of the natural wetlands were drained to make modern day agriculture or ranching possible in the region, just because it was not a natural thing for the landscape. And one thing in particular I want to say about the images, that I'm making, I think, a lot of us photographers have issues or like problems, like with a region and with the environment and history such as this is just kind of, you know, dense and a lot of information. It's hard to visually represent that. And so I really ran with this idea of the dam removal process being kind of put into the background and showing the parallels and the relationship between humans and environment within the portraiture and within the people and communities that depend on the river system. So I'm kind of trying to show that intricate and fragile relationship of how, like, when we do damage the environment, that often is shown within ourselves and within our communities. So like, even in a portrait such as this, there's this kind of dichotomy between the dilapidation or kind of like economic standing and like this proud stance that this like young boy has with his rifle. And this lake right here where this picture was taken, Angela, she this town was essentially one giant wetland, that was then kind of drained into a town, and these like plots of agricultural land were given to World War I veterans who were coming back to California after the war. And this is kind of a vertical view of that same agricultural area. And I do want to mention, because of climate change and how these extreme weather patterns and conditions are worsening, a lot of the issues that this river system and region are dealing with now is because of that, and exacerbated because of all of the extraction that has happened over the last 2 centuries. So parts of the river are dealing with algae bloom, wildfires have intensified, and a lot of the farmland that was put in place over the wetlands and everything are now dealing with really extensive drought, irrigation issues. So that's a major part of the story and the history of this place. I'm also trying to visually find ways to mirror the communities with the river system. Like, I mean, I'm constantly working with very slow shutter speeds so that like this like the motion of bodies and everything can also in that visual way parallel the river and the flow of water. Exactly like with this diptych here. And again, like, I wanted the series to be very portrait heavy so that we can kind of see the people who depend on this river, and like, and also play with um the dichotomy between revitalization and growth with decay. So I mean, on the right or on the left hand here, we have this burnt down footbridge that goes over a section of the Klamath River, and then this portrait of this young Kurok tribe member. His name is Trapper, and he just turned 18, and he came and he showed me this traditional medicine man house that him and a few members of the tribe had made. So like, I made this portrait. So it's like this growth, but also this decay, and hopefully this decay of what was once oppressing the region. This right here is another kind of example of that. This was a logging mill in like the Hooper Reservation area, and just kind of like seeing how some of these more like oppressive resource extraction industries are now sitting in like desolate ways. But this is an image of the Yurok tribe laying hay over a tributary that feeds into the Klamath River, and they're reseeding it with new trees and then kind of laying the straw down so that the seeds can grow and kind of be protected. So there's an element of revitalization within the work too. This is fit like a Paul who is fishing for salmon at the mouth of the river, and a good thing to point out about the Klamath was it at one point was the third largest salmon providing river in the United States, and it was home to, I think, like 7 species of salmon. Now in 2025, all but three I think are extinct, and those three are endangered or on track to be endangered. This is a site where it was right after the last dam was removed and that and the river was reconnected, and so I was trying to play with this like again like revitalization, this like very hopeful future that hopefully these communities now have with their river system being kind of you know held intact. And this is a scene I made actually, I think like 2 weeks ago of where that last dam once stood. So this is the Klamath River going through a section of Northern California where it used to be this giant reservoir that was, making electricity through hydropower and everything like that. But, you know, the river, once the reservoir was drained, actually found its natural flow and where it flowed through for millions of years and within the span of like 4 or 5 months. So I think that's just amazing once you kind of take away this hold that we humans have over our land and kind of like this thought that you know land should be working for us in this way that's I think very oppressive. Just what water and the environment can actually do on its own. So that's the last image that I have to share with you, and just thanks for having me and thanks for kind of like letting me share this story.
Thank you so much, Jordan. Well, that was beautiful, really smooth and just gorgeous use of black and white photography and the way you
Thank
put
you.
together the portraits with the landscapes. I think it's a beautiful way of telling the story and inviting people's attention before you give them more information. And, I think it's just beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, and a couple of questions I can see, and we'll definitely get to them at the end. Okay, and now I would like to invite Chinky Shukla to present your story. We're very curious, Chinky. Go ahead.
Hi, thank you, Anush, and thank you, Seven Foundation, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to show my work. And I started my photography career as a photojournalist. I've worked with news magazines and publications. I started documenting the impact of nuclear radiation in India since 2011. And in 2015, I visited Pokhran to know more about the impact of nuclear radiation on the people and the environment there. And mm, uh, yeah. So this photo is from Ketalai village, which is next to, very close to the nuclear test site. It's hardly 3-4 miles away, and um, this has started. The first nuclear test started in 1974, and the second series of tests happened in 1998, which went on for 5 days, and it had serious implication on the life and the environment there. And initially, when I started documenting, I met many people who have been impacted by it. I met the people who have succumbed to cancer, and intellectually disabled children, and mm, also women who've had miscarriages, um, and children with stunted growth. And I just got, I wanted to know more about it. And through this project, I'm trying to explore the themes of loss, desolation, and uh, the also the psychological impact that the nuclear test had on the people uh, living in the vicinity of the nuclear test site. These three women, they are sisters, and they were making food when the nuclear test happened in 1998. And um, it was something unseen and unheard of. And people were not really informed about the nuclear test. They weren't told that it was more of a secret operation done by the Indian government. Mr. Taj Mohammed, he is a shepherd, and he was out with his livestock. He's also an eyewitness to the 1998 nuclear test. He was out with his livestock when the nuclear test happened, and it was like he saw a gigantic cloud of dust going up in the air and felt the tremor of almost like an earthquake. So he didn't understand what actually happened. But once he went back to the village, he was told that the entire he saw that the entire place was covered with battalions of army, and he wasn't sure about what had happened. And then eventually, he and other villagers living in the vicinity were told that India has tested a nuclear device. Um, uh, s- this young boy, he and his younger brother, they both are intellectually disabled, and their father is concerned about the future, um, because they want them to uh, be financially independent, but because of the intellectual disability, they they're not really that good with interacting with people. This boy, Firoz, he has night blindness, and he's very close to his grandmother. And this was a shot taken in the night time when they were just sitting outside their house. So Dr. Arjun Singh, he did a survey, a medical survey. He was the former joint director of the Medical Institute in Jodhpur. He did a survey with his team in 2009 on the on nuclear radiation, and they found traces of nuclear radiation in the soil, water, and even in the trees. And but since then there has been no survey done by the government or by any of the NGOs based in India or internationally on this. But the people in the area, they have been living in a constant state of fear in terms of um, water they drink, or the food that they eat, or the air that they breathe. There's a constant fear in them about the nuclear radiation. And there, since 1998, there has been an alarming increase. There has been like there have been a lot of cases of cancer, and like I said earlier, intellectual disability, children born with big head, and miscarriages. So over there are many people who are pro nuclear test, and there are many who have been impacted by it, who consider it as something which has impacted their life, and they think that it's something which should not have happened. So the to my project, I'm trying to explore the microhistories, looking beyond the dominant narrative of the the national pride or the geopolitical strategy that the government had. So this looks beyond that and looking mainly at the impact that this has on the people, and also kind of looking at the psychological impact. Bhomaram, he's from Odania village, which is also in the vicinity. He's born without legs since birth, and he has this thing. But he is, you can say that he has this. He has uh, been studying. He is in college, and the government gave him a wheelchair. So the government is also kind of, the state government is also kind of helping the people in terms of organizing health camps for them. But it's also there's a lot of paperwork involved, and not many people get the opportunity to get the benefits from the government. So there's a lot of paperwork also involved. There are many children like Temur. He's bedridden since birth, and he has intellectual disability, and uh, uh, even his documents are still not done. And there are many people in the area who are facing this problem. They're not able to get the disability pension from the government, because that helps in taking care of these kind of children, in terms of providing arranging for medicines for them, or for their daily day-to-day care. Yes. And I conducted photo exhibition in the villages which are in the vicinity of the nuclear test site, so that the people they can be some sort of a dialogue about it, and people can understand about the impact, and also it can spark conversation within the villages about what has happened, because it's also important to remember, to keep this in the memory, that because nuclear radiation is invisible in nature, so people tend to forget it. But when you see it, then you understand that yes, this is a part of our daily reality. And I also conducted photo workshop for children from the age group of 5 to 15 years, so that I give them the tools to tell the story on their own. And out of that, one kid, Abhishek, he did really well, and his photos got exhibited in the Chennai Photo Biennale. It's still going on, and it's the last week perhaps over there. And yeah, so that's about it. I would like to thank once again Seven Foundation and my mentor Maggie Steber. Without her guidance and support, this project would not have been possible. And also PhotoVogue for exhibiting this work and showcasing the Pokhran project, because in India, apart from one magazine, I don't think any magazine is interested in talking about Pokhran in terms of the impact that it has had, in terms of um, the the problems, or the people who have been impacted by it.
Very important work and beautifully done. You have this masterful way of using the flash, which is not always, which I rarely see, and um, an important story, very much so. Thank you for that, and I'm so glad that Maggie Steber was your mentor. She's amazing, and it's great that she's here with us too, cheering for you. Thank you
Wonderful.
everyone for the great comments, and Dominique, hi and thank you. Okay, so This was great. Such amazing work, you people. Wow. Okay. Now let's move forward. There are questions for Chinky as well, which we will get to at the end. So we have Sarah Escobar. Sarah, do you want to present us your work? We're curious.
Yes, thank you, Ange. Well, hello everyone. My name is Sara Escobar and I am a Mexican photographer and filmmaker. I live in Mexico City and I was part of this Square Mile exhibition with a project about a place called Burrolandia. So, this place is a donkey sanctuary and well, before starting to share these images, I want to say something that was amazing for me after watching all the amazing projects that were selected for this exhibition with the Square Mile. It's so beautiful that we are working as a community because for example, I can see different bridges and different conversations we are having, even we don't know each other. So if you get into the website, you will see, for example, Doug Barrett's work, Ghost of the Plains, and we have some photos that I think that they are like talking with each other, and we have never met each other. Our projects are about different topics, so I feel that's amazing because it's like being this whole community of people watching different things and having these like invisible threads and conversations even we don't really know each other. So I just wanted to say that before starting. And well, Burrolandia is a sanctuary and they take care of donkeys because donkeys are endangered. It's well, Mexican donkey, it's in extinction danger, and well, it's kind of weird because donkeys are not Mexican. They came with colonization, and it's an animal that came from Africa, but it has been with us like 5 centuries now, so we can call it our own, and we have a special species of this donkey. So there is this guy that I met, which is Herman Flores, and I want to talk about how I came to this story before telling more about it. So uh, one day I realized it, like in 2018, that there was this place called Burrolandia. So I got like obsessed with it because it's so beautiful, right? Donkeys are so great. So I started teaching it to different places, and finally I was able to publish this video in AJ Plus with my partner Pablo Ramos, who I work with as a crew for video and filmmaking. So we made this video. So it wasn't enough for me. I got like more obsessed with it because it's super cute and this guy is crazy. He has like 100 donkeys, so he's going to every places to take care of them. And if he sees that there is one donkey in a house suffering, he can go and talk to the people and tell them, well, please, I want to take it to the sanctuary. So I started making this project. After making that video, I was like, okay, I didn't have enough. I want more donkeys. So I started going back, but I feel that I started going back as something like my special or happy place because we in Mexico finally have a lot of difficult, really difficult stories, and we are always dealing with that. So I work mostly social justice, human rights, identity topics, and for me, Burrolandia has been this place where I go and I feel happy for one day and then I can come back to other things. So after doing the video, I started just going back to Burrolandia and people there can go and give food to the donkeys. And this place is in Mexico state. So it's like somewhere you go, it's more like this town feeling, not like a big city, even it's super close to Mexico City. And this guy is Herman Flores. So he is really obsessed with donkeys. So I started doing my project about this sanctuary and people going there to pet the donkeys and feed the donkeys. And after some time, I realized that the story wasn't about the donkeys; it was more about this guy. So he is just selling all of his things to have money for taking care of the donkeys. So, as you will see, I know he must not be angry if I say that he's crazy. I feel crazy is good. We must be a little crazy always. And so he has these cars with donkey ears, and he's always like selling things so he can take care of them. So they say there are around 300 or 500 Mexican donkeys in our country. They started disappearing because with machines and all the industrialization, we needed less donkeys than before. So it's difficult to take care of them. They eat a lot. You need to give them a lot of oats and a lot of carrots. And I mean, that's sometimes it's super difficult, especially if we think that these donkeys live in rural areas. So what he has been doing is to go to public places with this donkey that is called Tribilin, and he take him to different places so people start realizing that these donkeys need our help for living. So first we went to different places, and we even made this calendar for him to have something to sell for people so he can have more food for the donkeys. And you will see him in this series that is not yet finished. It's a work in progress, going to different places. This one is, for example, of this donkey that actually he gave me the chance to put her a name because I was in her rescue. This is after we rescued her. So her name is Toribia. And here he is walking after after going to pick her at a place of a woman that really loved her, but she was aware that she was not taking good care of her. So this is part of the sanctuary. The usual schedule of the day is to open their gates in the morning, and the first thing they will do is to go out, run, and throw themselves to the floor to get some dust. They don't take water baths, but they take dust baths. So they love to be there, just turning around, and that's like kind of the things that they do every day in the morning. And after that, people can come to see them. They can even be like these uh, kind of godfathers or godparents of the donkeys, so they can give money every month to buy more carrots for them. And this is another field of Burrolandia where they can have their meals every day. As you will see, it's a lot of food. They are they need around 20 big, huge packages of oat. So each one of them costs around $10. So for this family to have them, because it's not like a company or anything, it's just this family trying to preserve the animals. So it's not really cheap for them to do that. So they just buy the oats with the help of people, and they will put them there every morning for them to eat. And well, they have been also being able to preserve the species by having new small baby donkeys. So here you will see Herman carrying this small donkey, and he is really like he always wants to carry them. So it's kind of funny because they start getting super big. So there is one moment when Herman just realizes that he can't do that anymore. And this is Toribia when we went to rescue her. So she was there, she was living okay, and the family actually loved her. But as I told you before, they were afraid that as they are very busy, they were not able to get like good care of her. So this is, as I said, kind of a happy place and happy situation for me. This is also Herman bringing Tribilin to people at the main square of Mexico City, and this place, which is super crowded, for people just to realize that they are there. We are so used to have machines and cars and everything, especially in Mexico City, where it's so chaotic that we don't realize that with all of this modernization, we are forgetting that we are a whole. So these donkeys are part of us, so we should take more care about them. So what I have been doing, and I will continue, as I told you, this is a work in progress, is to focus more in this obsession Herman has, because I realized that yeah, it's more about maybe it's more about him than the donkeys, thinking about his fight and the resistance act he's making because of being so stubborn, like to keep taking care of them even he has no help from anybody. And well, in this photo, you will see he goes with this donkey ear car to the field, and he starts like calling them. He even puts some music so they listen to some music and they know that it's carrot time. So all the donkeys will come to the window and he will give them food. And as you will see, he also the dog is driving the car, so he also rescues some dogs. So in this case, it was super fun because the dog is there driving. And well, this is Herman, and this is his story. As I told you, it's still an ongoing process in Mexico State, which is super interesting because we have like this uh, rural area in which were the pyramids of our ancestors. So I think it's a beautiful place to showcase this story. And well, this is it. I hope you enjoy it, and thank you for having us here.
It was beautiful and fun, and I think we would all agree that we need more stories like this one, lighter and at the same time inviting the attention of viewers towards an actual issue. So thank you very much. I was also glad to hear your words about how the participants of this exhibition Square Mile found each other, and how you say that some of the voices or photographic visions met. And yeah, that's really interesting. I'm glad you went through this experience. Okay, well, thank you. And now I will go through a couple of questions we had. There was one in the beginning for Jordan. Um, and here I think I see it. I had it just now. Okay, Dominic Campbell asks, Jordan, are you here? Because I cannot see
Hey,
the thumbnail view. Okay, there you are. So Dominic asks, why did you choose black and white instead of color? I love black and white, but I was wondering. Thanks.
yeah, I mean, I would be lying if I said that I don't think everything should be in black and white. I think it's just so beautiful. I mean, most of the things that I do are black and white because of that, and because I think that there's like this minimalistic element to it. It kind of like subtracts these kind of distracting elements from pictures, or at least like for me and how I want to engage with photography. And it kind of really highlights this human interaction, or it emphasizes this interaction between myself behind the camera and what is in the frame. But with that in mind, I think I went into this knowing that I would do it in black and white, but also kind of thinking that element, black and white, and just like the two tones could really symbolize maybe how the environment and the communities, people and land mesh together as well. So it's like maybe it could just symbolize how, these two work together. Um, yeah, yeah, I think that I'm always looking for like some kind of symbolic reason as to why I'm approaching something like that. And when I looked at with the files, and straight out of camera, and they were in black and white, I shoot with Fujifilm, so in camera they are already black and white and everything, and it just looked perfect. I mean, most of the pictures have little toning or editing to them at all, so it just felt right.
Nice. And what do you have in mind as the future of this project? Maybe a book, or are you trying to show it or publish it so far?
Yeah, actually, I mean, this whole talk and everything was perfect timing. I've been working on it for 3 years now, and we just published a piece of it today in the New York Times opinion section. Great editors Sarah Barrett and Jackie Bates, who run that section, have worked with me over the past year, kind of putting it together. And there's an amazing essay by the writer Jacques Leslie. It's a very difficult kind of like region and history to articulate coherently. Like, I mean, I'm probably just rambling when I was talking, but he did it very well. So it's like if you are interested in kind of learning more of those intricate elements of how we kind of got to where we are with the Klamath River, definitely give that piece a read. Yeah, a book would be great. I would love to do like a really proper monograph with it. So, you know, tell your publishing friends.
Wonderful. Thanks. Great to
Mm.
know. And I'll actually go and look up that article. I'd be curious. Okay. And then we have a couple of questions for Chinky. So Mariam Maid asks, Chinky, awesome, great story. I have a question. The lighting was excellent. Were the light and the color tones of the photos based on natural and ambient light, or were portable light sources used?
Yeah, so I was mainly shooting in the evening, twilight time, and also later in the night, because I felt that it's more of a metaphor for the of the uncertainty and the ambiguity and the invisible nature of nuclear radiation. So I felt that that would be more appropriate, and then for shooting at that time, I think I had to use flash, and so I felt that would be better. And in terms of the toning, I felt that in a more bluish greenish tone, it would uh, it would also add as a metaphor for this. So that's why I did that. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Chinky. And one more question from Hirva. I have a question for Chinky. Were you able to find out why Pokhran was chosen as the nuclear site and why the people were not informed of the risks?
So Pokhran is in the northwestern state of Rajasthan in India, and it's a desert area. And over there, it's very close to the border with Pakistan, and it's on the border. And there are many people who are uneducated and illiterate. So I think that could be one of the reason why they chose uh, Pokhran as the area where they would like to do the nuclear test. Also because it's away from all the other areas, but even then the people living in the vicinities and the villages, they got impacted by it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Chinky. Do you have any plans for this work? Publications, books,
Yes,
exhibitions?
yes, it published in National Geographic, December edition last year, and now I want to make a comprehensive photo book on this. Maybe a Zine, which would be more affordable, and we can like distribute it and like amongst as many people as possible, so that more and more people can get to know about it.
That's great to know. Okay, well, thank you, Chinky. There are wonderful comments from Maggie for everyone, actually. And Maggie suggests to you, for example, to reach out to Mother Jones Magazine and National Geographic Magazine to pitch the story. So thank you, Maggie, for all of the advice and the warm words. And also from Susie Katz, we have a wonderful message about photo wings and their support to all of the photography community. So thank you, Susie, as well. And Sarah, actually to you as well, what are your plans for this project, for this fun, beautiful project about publications? What do you think?
Yeah. Well, I want to finish it in a couple months because they do this weird and kind of cruel parade of donkeys in the town. So Burrolandi is located in this town called Otumba, and they put like some costumes on the donkeys, and they made this like they give an award of the best donkey in a costume. So I want to like show that is not so good with the donkeys. So I'm waiting for that moment like to close the project, and I would love to look for a publication so we can spread the word about this, because I think that in this case they are donkeys, but we are being cruel with a lot of animals and nature around us. So it would be great to put this on the table for the conversation, and even if it's not donkeys, it will be another animal in another place, right? Sadly.
Yes. Well, thank you. So I hope you, I don't hope, I know that you will continue, and I hope you get this to an audience as wide as possible, because this project is really worth it. It's interesting, and you'll have a great way, and that is intimate way of presenting this story. Okay, well, thank you, Sarah, so much. And yes, thank you, everyone, Jordan and Chinky as well. And of course, everyone who's here watching these stories, the presentations, and commenting so kindly. Thank you so much, everyone. This was a VII Community session of photographers from the Square Mile exhibition of the PhotoVogue Festival. And this was amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. I think we're ready to finish. And thank you, Nika, for posting here in the comment section about more about this. And then on the website of the Seven Foundation, you can, of course, follow our next presentations and activities. So thank you very much, everyone. I wish you a wonderful time of day wherever you are. And thank you for being with us. And thank you for your time, Sarah, Chinky, and Jordan, and for your wonderful presentations. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thanks.
Bye-bye, everyone.